Hi guys, it's Samantha. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, depending. This is my March wrap-up. It's the 30th, and I've decided to call it quits. I decided to call it quits like a week ago. I'm in a very wonderful reading slump, and I figured we can chit-chat today. I've got some coffee, I've got some tea because I'm exhausted today. I'm just gonna chit-chat about the books I read this month and how I found myself here. We'll jump right into it. Hopefully everyone else's reading month went a lot better. If it did, just throw me some recommendations down below on how you guys get through reading slumps, because this is gonna be my first reading slump in over like a year. I've been reading like 5 to 6 books every month, and now I don't want to pick up one, and it's really sad. It's really sad. Okay. First book I read this month was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This book was good. It was solid. This one's about the prince of this kingdom chooses this assassin to fight for him in like a tournament to decide who gets to be the assassin for the king, basically. And so I believe how you say her name, Selena, is chosen, and this is her story about how she fights in the tournament. It was very interesting, fast-paced, definitely like a YA fantasy book, which I say that and it doesn't mean it's not a bad thing. I feel like people say that and they automatically assume it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I enjoyed it for what it was, and it was a good solid 3-star book. I had no issues with this book. This book was good. I will definitely continue with the series because, from my understanding, just like with all Sarah J. Maas's series, it seems like it gets better as it goes. So I am intrigued to start that one. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the UK book covers. I think I might just go with the traditional book covers. Tell me what you think, because I do like the white fantasy books that the UK likes to come out with versus like the really dark ones that normally come out in the United States. But anyways, the next book, this is where it began. A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. A couple months ago, I read From Blood and Ash, and I fell in love with it. If you guys didn't see, I hyped the shit out of that book. Vampires, werewolves, some weird religion, a nun, a maiden, woman dressed all in white, kick-ass. You know, like, I was into it. I loved it. And then I picked up this book and holy crap. First off, I did read it all the way through. I did not DNF this book. So that does say something, because I'm not afraid to DNF a book, but I did not DNF this. However, I'd say about 400 pages in, I realized that there's no plot. There's no plot. You start where you end in this book. 100% you start where you end in this book. It's repetitive. Like, cool, I get it, there's some inside jokes, but like, if it's not about Poppy stabbing somebody, it's about see, I'm so over this, Castile screwing Poppy, or it's some puppy joke. And I was so over it. I was so over it by the end of this book that the only thing that happens is in like the last 50 pages. I don't know if I'm going to continue the series, to be honest with you. I think everyone was right. I might skip the third one, and I might go to the book about Niktos. From my understanding, that one is a good story. It's apparently pretty similar to From Blood and Ash, but I might give it a try. This was put me in a reading slump. I read 600 pages of a fantasy romance that I did not quite enjoy, very disappointed in. And sadly, like, it took me 500 pages to realize, like, oh no, we're not going anywhere with this. They're literally gonna stay in the same freaking room the entire book. And not even in a good way. Okay, moving on. So, here I was, 2 books into a month that I thought I was gonna read like 3 600+ page books, and I'm in a reading slump. All right, so I picked up Scarred after this because I was like, okay, so this is a really bad fantasy romance. Maybe a smutty, really quick read will work. And if you follow me on Instagram, I actually did post a video on there, which I normally don't, but it was so bad. Like, so bad, and I only read the first 20 pages. Firstly, the setting. So I don't know how this is part of the Never Ever series, because it doesn't fit anywhere within this world. Apparently you're in like the 1910s. First thing I noticed right off the bat is like, I like a little bit of fashion. I like a lot of historical fashion. I think it's cool. So I know things like, you're not going to wear a whalebone corset in the 1910s. You're not going to do that. All right. So first off, we already started with a female wearing a whalebone corset. All right. And then we're also going to have a prince with tattoos in the 1910s. No. And then we're going to have a kingdom. No. And then like, I'm all about the emo boy, right? Like I'm all about it. I don't mind it. No, I read Twilight, you know, Edward has a soft spot in my heart. Freaking Avatar: The Last Airbender. Everyone knows Zuko was just a little emo boy, all right? I'm Sasuke's cool, right? I'm about the emo boys. But holy crap, it was so cheesy that, I think the prince's name is Tristan. It was so disgustingly cheesy. I couldn't handle it. I could not handle it, and especially after reading from, like, what is it? A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I was like, no, not doing it to myself. All right. So I was like, no, that's not gonna work. So then I pulled open From Luke Off with Love, right? Because I was like, okay, let's just go with romance. Let's knock off another 600-page romance. I like Zapata, some slow burn, some angst, right? Some good angst, because she did write some really good angst in All Roads Lead Here. I need a sip. I'm dying. Okay. That's a no. The main character, I think her name is Jasmine. Jasmine? I cannot handle her. There's some good points, okay? So like, I think I only got about 200 pages into this one. Like there's a quote from her at the very beginning where it's like, I don't fear many things. Like, you know, I'm not someone who fears like spiders or snakes or heights. Like I fear failure. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a great quote. I think it happened within like the first 50 pages. I was like, I feel that. I can get on board with this. And then it just spiraled. Like she was such a little drama queen princess that thought she was like some badass that could beat people up and say mean things, and like so bratty. I could not. I was like, no, this isn't gonna work either. All right, so we all took a deep breath. All right, I realized my TBR was not gonna happen this month. And then I picked up Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. All right, romance wasn't working for me. Smutty romance was not working for me. Slow burn romance was not working for me. The fantasy romance that I picked out this month was crap. So I picked up a thriller, which is not something I normally read, right? But I got this from Book of the Month. That's why I got Book of the Month subscription, was to like try different things out, right? So I picked this up. It was good. It was solid. Once again, it's like kind of like a Throne of Glass. It was like a solid 3-star book. This one is about a group of people who end up on like this island in the Pacific where like historically people have been stranded and say like weird things happen. I believe it was in World War II that apparently a ship got stranded here, right? And 87 soldiers or something like that ended up there, but only 3 left, and there were reports of cannibalism, so it's like creepy, right? And yeah, these people end up there. You're getting the background story of each of these characters, and where they come from and how they ended up on this island together, right? And it was interesting. It was intriguing. I was connecting the dots. At the end of the book, I was like, good for you. Okay, if you read the book, I was like, good for you. If you read the book, comment down below and tell me you don't agree with me. Like, I was like, the main character, I was like, good for you. All right, it was only like 250 pages. It was good. It was solid. It was 3 stars. So then I was like, what should I read next? Hellfire. We need to discuss about Hellfire by Mers. Her real name I forget, but on Instagram she's Mers. That was amazing, by the way. For a debut novel that someone put on Kindle Unlimited as a dark erotica, it was really good. Okay, like this girl could probably write anything and be amazing at it. Like the myth, like the setting was amazing. Your like the mythical background to everything was amazing and like solid. I didn't see any loopholes. The characters were hilarious. Obviously like the erotica part was really good. So like I need more from you. Okay, if you're watching this, Mers, I need more. I also will recommend that. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I think it's only like $6 for like the ebook. Please read it, because like up and coming author, here you go. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And the next book that I read, Daisy Jones and the Six. So this is my first Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and it was amazing. All right, I listened to the audiobook, which I highly recommend for anybody to go ahead and listen to the audiobook of Daisy Jones and the Six, because it was amazing. Like, full cast. Not only full cast, but I think some of them had to have been voice actors, because I was literally laughing with them because of the way that they emphasized different words and like sentences. It was amazing. And then, like, by the end of it, and I think everyone says the same thing about The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, like, I wanted to listen to their music. I was like, why isn't this a real band? Why isn't this real? I was so upset. Why isn't this real? But that was a 5-star read for sure. Highly recommend the audiobook if you are new to audiobooks. Also, Camilla Dunn in that book is a true star. Don't go in thinking it's gonna be Daisy Jones, because it was Camilla Dunn. She, bless her heart, I wanted her to be a real person. I wanted them all to be real people. That's how much I love that book. So then I was like, what should I read next? I got the audiobook from The Ones We're Meant to Find, which is a book club pick for next month that I need to read. I got the not the Kindle, like the ebook for The Priory of the Orange Tree, which is another book I want to read next month. I was like, ooh, maybe some fantasy. I thought about picking up Ship of Destiny because I do love Robin Hobb, but then I was like, I don't want my reading slump to affect how I feel about the last book in one of like this really good series. So right now I'm rereading Strange the Dreamer, which was on my reread list for goals this year, so that's good. I'm liking it so far. Oh, obviously I like the book, so I'm like enjoying the reread so far. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Lately I've been working on my other hobbies, doing some embroidery. Maybe I'll listen to the audiobook while I do some embroidery. I've been watching The Dragon Prince, which is okay. It's on Netflix. It gives me like Avatar The Last Airbender feels, which isn't too bad. Not feels, but like vibes, which isn't too bad. But no. I'm working on my TBR cart. I think I'm going to show you guys that video later. Because I just don't... I just can't think of a book. I went through my Kindle Unlimited lists. I don't know. I need your help. Save me from myself. I cannot believe this book. Okay, save me from myself. Give me some good recommendations. Already trying to reread my favorites. Already got an audiobook lined up. Give me something good. I just need to take a break. Will you guys be okay if I only read like 3 books next month? Yeah. You know the average person only reads a book a month? Or like maybe like 5 books a year? We're weird here on BookTube. Like, we're reading like 20 books a month. We'll see. I'm gonna figure it out. In the meantime, don't worry. There's still gonna be content, alright? So go ahead and subscribe, because there's gonna be content. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully everyone else's March went better. Tell me if you read like a really good book this month, and put it down below, and maybe maybe we can do some shopping. Maybe that'll help me. Go do some book shopping. Immerse myself in books. Yeah, tell me if you read anything good this month. Alright? Or your tricks for getting out of a reading slump. Either one of those will be fine. But yeah, subscribe down below. Like I said, hope your March is doing better. April's my birth month, so cheers to that. Hopefully I will do some really amazing reading next month. But alright guys. I'll talk to you later. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like the video, because that's what we do here. But bye.